Here, everybody wants success, but not everybody wants to do what it takes every single day. When that alarm clock goes off in the morning, you got two choices. Hit snooze and stay the same right here, or rise up and build the life you keep talking about. It's the little things you tell yourself at the start of the day that decide whether you stay weak or grow strong. Right here, the discipline ain't built in the gym alone. It's built in your mind the moment you wake up. So let's get into the 9 things you got to tell yourself every single morning if you want to win this game of life. Right here. Yeah, buddy, when you wake up in the morning and look yourself in the mirror, the very first battle is already waiting for you, and that battle is with your own excuses. Excuses whisper that you're too tired, right here, that you didn't sleep enough, that you'll start tomorrow, that it doesn't matter if you skip one day because no one is watching. But the truth is, here, those excuses are chains that keep you from becoming who you are meant to be. Telling yourself, I am stronger than my excuses, is more than a phrase. It's a declaration of war against the lazy voice inside you. Here, it's a reminder that the mind will always look for the easy path, the shortcut, the comfort zone, but nothing great was ever built from comfort. Champions are not remembered for the days they rested. Right here, they are remembered for the days they pushed through when no one believed, when no one clapped, when no one even noticed. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who decide day after day. Right here, that excuses will not control their future. Excuses are dangerous because they sound reasonable. They sound like they care about you. Right here, they say rest a little longer, save your energy, you'll get another chance. But every time you listen to that voice, you weaken your willpower. The body follows the mind right here, and the mind follows the words you tell yourself every day. If you wake up and declare with conviction, I am stronger than my excuses, you are programming yourself for battle. You are planting a seed that says nothing will stop you today, not weather, not pain, not failure, not even your own doubts. Excuses die the moment you refuse to give them authority. And the truth is, right here, excuses will never disappear. They will always be there, waiting at the edge of your mind. But your strength is shown in your choice to fight them, to rise above them, to prove that your will is greater than your comfort. Think about the people who inspire you most, use inventors, warriors. Do you think they didn't have excuse? Of course they did. Every single one of them woke up tired, overwhelmed, and doubtful at times, right here. But they chose to push through because their vision was stronger than the voice telling them to stop. Ronnie Coleman didn't become one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time by listening to excuses. He had pain, he had injuries, he had days where his body screamed at him to quit. But he reminded himself day after day that strength is built in the fire of resistance. He showed the world that the weight may be heavy right here, but the mind can be heavier if you let it. And you too face your own weights in life, not just iron plates in the gym, but responsibilities, struggles, setbacks. The choice is the same. Either lift them with courage or let excuses bury you under them. Excuses will tell you that you don't have enough time, but the truth is, you make time for what matters. Excuses will say you're not ready, but no one is ever truly ready before they start. Excuses will whisper that failure means you're not good enough, but failure is the tuition you pay for success. Every excuse is a thief, stealing a piece of your destiny. And every time you say, I am stronger than my excuses, you lock the door and guard your future. Imagine how many dreams have died because of excuses. People wanted to start a business, came right here, but they said they didn't have enough money. People wanted to get healthy, but they said they didn't have time. People want to write books, travel, learn, grow, but they said the timing wasn't right. Decades later, right here, those same people live with regret, realizing that the excuses were never real, only shadows made by fear. When you say those words with conviction every morning, you're building a habit of strength. Habits create character, and character creates destiny. The first time you push past an excuse, it feels like a small win. But small wins add up. Every day you beat an excuse, you grow stronger mentally. Right here, and that strength compounds into unshakable resilience. Suddenly, the things that once stopped you, the tired mornings, the tough schedules, the setbacks, no longer hold power. You begin to look at challenges differently. Right here, instead of seeing reasons to quit, you see opportunities to prove your strength. Instead of hearing the excuses in your mind, you hear your own voice reminding you that nothing can hold you back. That is the mindset that builds legends. The gym is a perfect example because excuses thrive there. It's cold, it's early, the weights are heavy, your muscles ache. But the gym is just a mirror of life itself. Here, the resistance is there to test you, to see if you'll rise or fold. And every rep you complete after your mind tells you to stop is proof that you are stronger than your excuses. Life works the same way. Right here, when you're tired but still show up for work, when you're afraid but still chase your dream, when you're uncertain but still take the leap, you're proving to yourself that your will is unbreakable. Right here, and here's the truth. Nobody respects excuses. Excuses may make you feel better in the moment, but they don't build respect, they don't build results, and they don't build a legacy. What people respect, right here, what people remember, is the one who fought through, the one who said, yes, I was tired, yes, I was hurting, but I refused to bow down to excuses. Excuses are like weights that never stop increasing, because the more you give in, the heavier they get. At first, it's just skipping one workout. Then it becomes skipping weeks. At first, it's putting off one task. Then it becomes living a life of procrastination. At first, it's one missed opportunity. Then it's a lifetime of wondering what could have been. That's why the simple daily declaration, I am stronger than my excuses, is powerful. It cuts off the spiral before it grows. Right here, it reminds you that the pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of regret. Regret is heavier than any dumbbell, heavier than any failure, heavier than any temporary struggle. When you refuse excuses and you refuse regret, and the beauty of this mindset is that it bleeds into every area of your life. When you choose strength over excuses in the gym, it carries into your career. When you choose discipline in your career, hey, we can do something right here. It carries into your relationships. When you choose consistency in your relationships, it carries into your character. Life rewards those who conquer themselves first, and excuses are the first enemy in that war, right here. So every morning, before the world has a chance to pull you in 1,000 directions, you look in the mirror and you remind yourself that you are not weak, you are not average, you are not a prisoner of your own excuses. Here, you are stronger, you are relentless, and you are ready to conquer whatever stands in your way. Discipline will carry me when motivation fades. And that single truth is what separates dreamers from doers. Right here, the hopeful from the unstoppable, the talkers from the legends. Motivation is a spark. It's that fire you feel when you watch a video, read a quote, or hear a speech that makes you want to go out and take on the world. But anyone who has lived long enough knows that fire burns out quickly. The alarm clock rings, the body aches, life throws problems at you, and suddenly that burst of motivation is nowhere to be found. That's when people quit. Right here, that's when people give up on their goals. That's when people go back to old habits because they thought motivation was enough. But the truth is, motivation is only the beginning. Right here, it's discipline that carries you through the middle, and motivation may get you started, but discipline is what finishes the race. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not flashy. It doesn't get applause. Here, discipline is doing the work when no one is watching, showing up when you don't feel like it, sticking to the plan when the results aren't showing yet. Discipline is the voice inside that says, right here, I don't care how you feel, we made a commitment and we're going to keep it. And that voice is stronger than any motivational speech because it's rooted in habits, in consistency, right here, in the identity you build every single day. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who are motivated all the time. They are the ones who train themselves to act regardless of their feelings. Feelings are temporary. Here, emotions change, moods rise and fall, but discipline is permanent when you commit to it. If you only work when you feel motivated, you'll never reach your full potential. Thing right here, because the days you don't feel like it outnumber the days you do. Think about the athletes, soldiers and champions who inspire millions. Do you think they're motivated every day? Right here, do you think Ronnie Coleman woke up for every single workout full of energy and excitement? No, he woke up sore, he woke up tired, he woke up with doubts just like anyone else. But he had discipline. Here, he had that mental contract with himself that said, the weights are waiting, the work is waiting, and I show up no matter what. That is why he became a legend. It wasn't just motivation, forged in sweat, forged in pain, forged in consistency. Motivation may scream loudly in the beginning, but it's discipline that whispers every day, steady and relentless, right here guiding you forward when everything inside you screams to stop. Discipline is freedom. It sounds strange because people think discipline is chains, discipline is rules, discipline is boring. But the truth is the opposite, right here. Discipline frees you from regret, from weakness, from mediocrity. Discipline frees you from the trap of starting and quitting over and over again. Here, discipline gives you freedom because you no longer depend on whether or not you feel like it. You no longer live at the mercy of your emotions. You act because you decided, and that decision makes you unshakable. Right here, motivation says, I want to. Discipline says, I will. And when you live by I will, doors open, opportunities come, and progress compounds. Every great accomplishment in history was built on discipline. Right here, the pyramids weren't built in a week. Masterpieces weren't painted in a day. Empires weren't forged overnight. They were built by people who showed up again and again long after the motivation had faded. Right here. They didn't stop when it got hard. They didn't stop when it got boring. They didn't stop when they didn't feel like it. They kept going because their discipline carried them. And the same is true in your life right here. You will have days when you don't feel like working out, when you don't feel like studying, when you don't feel like putting in effort at your job, when you don't feel like pushing through pain, here, but those are the days that define you, because if you can conquer yourself on those days, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Motivation is an emotion, discipline is a decision. Motivation comes and goes here. Discipline stays because it becomes who you are. When you wake up and tell yourself, discipline will carry me when motivation fades, you're reminding yourself that the path to greatness isn't about how you feel, it's about what you do. Action is what matters, and action repeated becomes habit, and habit repeated becomes character, and character repeated becomes destiny. Every time you rely on motivation, you gamble with your future right here, because if motivation doesn't show up, you're stuck. But when you rely on discipline, you're steady, you're consistent, you're unstoppable. Discipline is the anchor in the storm, the foundation when the world shakes. And right here, the torch, when motivation's flame goes out, think of discipline as a muscle. You don't build it overnight, but every time you choose to do the hard thing instead of the easy one, that muscle grows. Right here, every time you wake up and do what you said you would do, even if you don't feel like it, that muscle grows. Over time, discipline becomes automatic. At first it feels forced, at first it feels heavy, right here, but eventually it becomes natural, like breathing. That's when you know you're no longer controlled by feelings, you're controlled by principles. And principles will take you farther than feelings ever will. Right here, the most successful people in the world aren't lucky. They aren't just talented. They are disciplined. They made habits that serve them, and those habits became their identity. You can do the same right here, but it starts with refusing to depend on motivation and choosing discipline instead. Discipline will carry you through pain. Motivation runs when pain shows up, but discipline stays. Motivation disappears when failure comes. But discipline pushes through failure and keeps moving forward. Motivation may die when the crowd stops cheering, but discipline doesn't need applause. Discipline doesn't need recognition. Discipline is fueled by commitment, here by vision, by the promise you made to yourself. And the more you feed that discipline, the stronger it grows. The world will test you with distractions, temptations, and comfort. Motivation will crumble under pressure right here, but discipline will stand tall. When you live with discipline, you become the kind of person who doesn't need to talk about what they're going to do. You just do it. And in the end, results speak louder than words. Hey, right here, the real test of discipline is in the small moments. It's not the big heroic actions that make you disciplined. It's the daily choices. It's choosing the workout over the couch, the healthy meal over the junk food. Right here, the study session over the distraction, the extra hour of effort over the easy way out. These small wins add up to massive transformation, but only if you stay disciplined long enough to see the results here. And that's where most people fail. They rely on motivation to carry them through, but motivation isn't built for the long haul. It's discipline that will walk with you through the years, through the struggles, through the ups and downs, until the dream becomes reality. When you commit to discipline, you also commit to growth. Growth is uncomfortable. Growth is painful right here, but discipline makes you embrace that discomfort because you know it's building you. Without discipline, you'll always stay where you are, trapped in cycles of starting and stopping, motivated today, but defeated tomorrow. Right here, with discipline, you break that cycle. You stop being a slave to your emotions, and you start becoming the master of your destiny. That's why every morning you must remind yourself that discipline is greater than motivation. Motivation is a visitor, discipline a resident. Motivation is a guest, discipline is the homeowner. Motivation knocks, discipline builds, and when motivation leaves, discipline stays to finish the job. Every rep, every step here takes me closer to greatness. And that truth is something most people underestimate because they are so focused on the finish line that they forget greatness is built in the process, in the grind, right here, in the small invisible efforts that seem meaningless in the moment, but compound over time into something unstoppable. Every rep you push in the gym, every step you take when your legs are burning, right here, every page you read when you'd rather scroll, every skill you practice when no one is watching, all of it is stacking bricks toward the life you want to build. People fail because they think one rep doesn't matter. Right here, one step doesn't matter, one choice doesn't matter. But the reality, everything matters because habits are not built in a single day. They are built day after day through consistency. Right here, every rep is a message to yourself that you are committed. Every step is proof that you are moving forward. And when you multiply that commitment thousands of times, you create greatness that no shortcut could ever deliver. Here, greatness doesn't come in a lightning strike moment. It doesn't show up overnight. It comes in the thousands of little moments that nobody notices. Every rep you push after your muscles scream is a victory over weakness. Right here, every step you take when your body says stop is proof that your mind is stronger than your comfort. The ones who succeed in life are the ones who understand that progress is invisible until one day it becomes undeniable. Here, you don't see the results in the first few reps. You don't see transformation in the first few steps. But if you trust the process and keep stacking those small victories, eventually people look at you and call it greatness. What they call greatness is nothing more than discipline repeated for years, faith applied in silence, effort invested in every single rep and every single step. Think about the strongest lifters, the fastest runners, right here in the sharpest minds. None of them got there in a single day. They built themselves through repetition, through daily steps, through thousands of hours that no one saw. Ronnie Coleman didn't become 8-time Mr. right here Olympia because he did one legendary workout. He became that because every rep he did, even the ones with light weights, even the ones no one clapped for, took him closer to greatness. Here, the champions of the world don't skip the basics. They don't cheat the small stuff. They understand that greatness hides inside repetition, inside the grind, inside the boring, painful. Here, consistent actions that most people run away from. Every rep is a promise to the dream. Every step is a contract with the future. And when you keep those promises day after day, the future you once dreamed about becomes reality. Right here, most people give up because they look too far ahead and the journey feels overwhelming. They want the body, the success, the respect, the lifestyle, but when they realize how much work it takes, they fold. Here, they forget that it's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing the next rep, taking the next step, moving forward no matter how small the progress feels. A mountain is climbed one step at a time. Here, a championship is won one practice at a time. A legacy is built one disciplined day at a time. If you can focus on the next rep, the next step, trust that each one takes you closer. Here, you won't feel paralyzed by how far you have to go. The journey becomes simple. Just keep moving, just keep pushing, just keep stacking those small wins until they become a life of greatness. Right here, greatness isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. You will have bad reps. You will have days where your steps are slower, where you feel tired, where you stumble. But greatness doesn't come from flawless execution. It comes from relentless continuation. Every rep, even the sloppy ones, every step, even the shaky ones, they all move you forward if you refuse to quit. The only thing that can stop you is stopping yourself. Your pain won't stop you. Fatigue won't stop you. Failure won't stop you if you understand that each rep and each step is progress, no matter how imperfect. The difference between winners and losers is that losers think one bad rep means failure, while winners know one bad rep is still a step forward if you keep going. The gym is a perfect metaphor because every rep matters. Thing right here, the ones you do with perfect form and the ones you've grown through with everything you have left both build you. Muscles don't grow because of the reps you want to do. They grow because of the reps you didn't want to do. Right here, the ones that hurt, the ones that test your spirit. Life works the same way. Success doesn't come from the easy days when you felt motivated. Right here, it comes from the hard days when every step was heavy and every rep felt impossible, but you did them anyway. That's where greatness is forged, in the moments when you could have quit but chose to keep moving. Right here, every step in life is progress towards something, whether you realize it or not. If you take steps toward comfort, you're building a life of weakness. If you take steps toward discipline, you're building a life of strength. Every step either takes you closer to your dream or further away, and that's why each one matters. People waste years because they think small steps don't count. But small steps compound. A single page a day becomes a library. A single dollar saved daily becomes wealth. A single workout repeated becomes strength. It all adds up, it all builds, but only if you believe that every rep and every step matters. Here, when you wake up and tell yourself every rep, every step takes me closer to greatness, you're programming your mind to value progress over perfection. Here, you stop focusing on how far you are from the goal and start focusing on the fact that you're moving forward. That's where real confidence comes from. Here, not from comparing yourself to others, but from knowing that today you are closer than you were yesterday because you kept pushing, you kept moving, you didn't waste the day. The greatest feeling in the world is not applause, right here, not trophies, but the quiet knowledge that you're advancing, that you're becoming who you were meant to be, one rep and one step at a time. There will always be days when the dream feels too far, when greatness feels impossible. On those days, the only thing you can do is the next rep, the next step. Don't overthink it, don't psych yourself out, just do the work. Every rep is a brick in the foundation of greatness, right here. Every step is one closer to the summit, and when you look back after months and years of consistent effort, you'll realize how far you've come, how much you've built, how much stronger you are. Here, the greatness you were chasing wasn't in the distant future. It was being built in you every single day through the reps and steps you chose not to skip. Comfort is the enemy, growth is my mission, and if you truly want to live a life that means something, you must engrave those words deep into your soul because comfort is seductive. It feels good. It feels safe. Right here, it makes you believe you are doing enough when in reality it is quietly killing your potential. Comfort is that warm bed in the morning that tells you 5 more minutes won't hurt. Right here, comfort is that voice that says you worked hard yesterday, so today you can slack off. Comfort is the routine that keeps you from chasing bigger dreams, the cage that looks like freedom because it doesn't hurt. It doesn't challenge, it doesn't demand anything from you. But here's the truth, comfort never gave birth to greatness. Comfort never built champions. Comfort never forged warriors. Comfort never wrote history. Here, growth only happens in resistance and pressure and discomfort. Just like muscles grow by tearing and repairing your character, your willpower. Here, your strength grows only when you step into discomfort and stay there long enough to transform. The people who achieve extraordinary things are the ones who learn to see comfort as the enemy. Right here, they run toward the struggle that others avoid. They choose pain, they choose sweat, they choose challenges because they know that on the other side of discomfort lies growth. Comfort is easy, but easy never lasts. Right here, the world doesn't reward the easy path. It rewards the path of resistance, the path that demands you become more than you were yesterday. That's why growth has to be your mission. Not a hobby, not a phase. Here, not something you do when you feel like it, but a mission that defines your very existence. A mission that wakes you up in the morning and drives you through the pain, through the boredom, right through the setbacks, because you understand that every bit of discomfort is building a stronger version of you. Comfort tricks you into thinking you're living when in reality you're decaying. Look around at most people right here, and you'll see how comfort slowly robs them of their fire. They stay in jobs they hate because it's comfortable. They stay in unhealthy bodies because changing is uncomfortable. Right here, they stay in toxic relationships because leaving would hurt. They stop growing, they stop chasing because comfort tells them it's okay to settle. But settling is dying while alive. Hey, here, the moment you stop growing, you start decaying, and the only way to grow is to make discomfort your ally. That's why you must declare war on comfort every single day. When comfort whispers, you shout back with action. Here, when comfort tempts, you remind yourself of your mission. Growth doesn't come to the comfortable, it comes to the relentless. Every legendary figure you admire, every story of greatness, right here, is built on someone who rejected comfort. Soldiers who trained until their bodies broke. Athletes who practiced until midnight when everyone else was home resting. Entrepreneurs who risked everything when everyone told them to play it safe. Leaders who spoke the truth when comfort would have kept them silent. These are the people who made history because they chose growth over comfort. Hey, mission over safety, purpose over ease. They understood that comfort might make you feel good today, but it will rob you of tomorrow. Growth might hurt today, but it will reward you for the rest of your life. Right here, comfort is dangerous because it doesn't destroy you immediately. It destroys you slowly. It numbs you. It makes you accept average. It makes you stop dreaming. It makes you think this is all you deserve. Right here, before you know it, years have passed, and you've wasted your potential because you chose what was easy instead of what was necessary. That's why you must treat comfort like an enemy. You must hunt it down in your life and replace it with growth. Every time you feel comfortable, you should ask yourself, am I growing or am I settling? If the answer is settling, you must break the pattern. Right here, push harder in the gym, take on challenges at work, learn new skills, do the things that make your heart race, your palms sweat, your body uncomfortable, because that is where growth lives. Right here, growth is not glamorous. It's not the highlight reel you see on social media. Growth is in the sweat, in the grind, in the lonely hours when no one claps, no one notices, no one cares. Right here, growth is in the days when you want to quit but don't. Growth is in the failures, the rejections, the setbacks that force you to dig deeper than you thought possible. Growth is in the hunger, the sacrifice. Right here, the pain that breaks you down and builds you up stronger. Growth is a mission because missions require sacrifice. You can't grow if you're not willing to give something up. Right here, you can't grow if you're not willing to leave comfort behind. Comfort asks for nothing, but it takes everything. Growth demands everything, but it gives you back more than you could ever imagine. Right here, the gym again is the perfect mirror. If you lift only the weights that are comfortable, you will never grow. If you run only at a pace that is easy, you will never get faster. If you do only the reps that feel good, right here, you will never build strength. The same law applies to life. If you only do what's easy, you will never become great. Growth demands discomfort. It demands that you do one more rep when your muscles scream, here one more step when your lungs burn, one more hour when your mind wants to quit. Those moments of discomfort are your golden opportunities. They are the crossroads where comfort pulls you one way and growth pulls you the other. Here, every time you choose growth, you get closer to your missions. Comfort also kills dreams because it hides behind excuses. Comfort says you don't have time, but the truth is you don't have discipline. Comfort says you're not ready, but the truth is you're afraid. Comfort says you can't, but the truth is you won't. Every excuse you make is comfort protecting itself, trying to keep you from change. Right here, that's why growth has to be your mission. Because a mission doesn't listen to excuses. A mission doesn't stop when it's tired. A mission doesn't negotiate with comfort. A mission demands completion. Here. And if you make growth your mission, then every obstacle, every setback, every ounce of discomfort becomes fuel. It becomes proof that you're on the right path, because the right path will never be easy. Right here, most people live and die without ever knowing their true potential, not because they weren't capable, but because they chose comfort. They chose the couch instead of the run, the distraction instead of the discipline, the excuse instead of the effort. Don't let that be you. Refuse to be average. Refuse to settle. Refuse to let comfort steal your destiny. Growth will hurt. Growth will challenge. Growth will test you here, but growth will also set you free. It will turn you into someone unrecognizable compared to who you were before. It will give you strength you didn't know you had, confidence you didn't think you could earn. Here in a life you never imagined possible. Comfort is the enemy. Growth is the mission. And when you live by that truth, there is no limit to what you can become. Today I win no matter what comes my way. Right here, because winning is not about the scoreboard. It's not about trophies. It's not about applause. It's about a mindset, a declaration you make before the battle even begins. Here, when you wake up and tell yourself that today you win, you are setting the tone. You're programming your mind to see every obstacle as fuel, every challenge as proof, every struggle as a chance to rise. Here, winning is not an accident. It is a choice, and the choice must be made daily. You don't wait until things go your way to feel like a winner. You decide that regardless of how the day unfolds, regardless of setbacks or storms, right here, you will win because you refuse to quit, you refuse to fold, you refuse to give in to weakness. That is the warrior's mindset. That is the champion's edge. That is the truth that separates those who live average from those who leave a legacy. Today, I win means that when the alarm clock rings, I don't negotiate, I rise. It means that when my body aches, I push anyway. It means that when my mind whispers excuses, I answer back with action. Every single battle won in the small moments adds up to the big victories. People think winning is only the highlight reel, the final moment of glory. Right here, the medals and recognition, but true winning is built in silence, in the daily decisions no one sees, in the lonely work done when everyone else is comfortable. Today, I win is not about someday, it's about today, right now. In this moment, if you can win today, yeah, you can win your life. Life will always test you. It will throw problems, pain, doubt, and setbacks your way. But if you wake up and declare that today you win, you already stripped those problems of their power. Problems are not the enemy, quitting is. Pain is not the enemy, surrender is. Failure is not the enemy, fear is. Winners understand that the game is never about avoiding difficulty. It's about refusing to let difficulty define them. Today, I win means no matter what comes, I bend but I do not break, I stumble but I do not stop. Here, I get knocked down but I rise again stronger. Victory is not in perfection. Victory is in persistence, in resilience, in the unshakable decision to rise again and again until the world cannot ignore you. Here, the most powerful thing about deciding that today you win is that it removes the option of failure as identity. You may fail at tasks, but you never become a failure. You may lose moments, but you never lose yourself. Here, winners know that a loss is a lesson, that a setback is a setup for a comeback, that every hardship is shaping them into something greater. When you tell yourself, today I win, you are saying that no matter what happens externally, internally you are unbreakable. Life can hit you, life can test you, life can try to crush you, but your spirit remains undefeated. That is true victory. Here, victory over yourself, victory over your weakness, victory over your excuses. Look at the greatest champions in history. Ronnie Coleman didn't win 8 Mr. Olympia titles because every day was easy. Right here, he won because every day he woke up with the mindset that he would conquer the day, no matter how heavy the weight, no matter how tired his body, no matter how much pain he endured. He faced injuries, criticism, setbacks, right here, but none of those defined him. What defined him was the relentless will to win every single day. When others said it was impossible, he said, yeah, buddy, and kept lifting. Right here, that's the mindset you must carry into your own battles. Your life may not be on the bodybuilding stage, but your struggles are just as real. And the only way through them is to decide with conviction that today you win. Winning is not just about crushing external goals, it's also about conquering your inner demons. Winning the war in your own mind is the greatest victory of all. Today, how I win means you silence the negative voice that tells you you're not good enough. Today, I win means you destroy the fear that tells you to play it safe. Today, I win means you refuse to be controlled by doubt, laziness, procrastination, and excuses. Every time you conquer that inner enemy, you grow stronger, and that strength shows up in every area of your life. The gym becomes easier, your career becomes sharper. Right here, your relationships become better because you carry yourself with the energy of a winner. And winning doesn't mean you will feel like it every day. There will be mornings you wake up drained. Here, there will be days when nothing goes as planned, But the decision to win is not based on feelings, it's based on commitment. Winners show up regardless of emotion. Winners act regardless of mood. Here, winners keep pushing when motivation is gone. That's why telling yourself today you win is so powerful, because it shifts your identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who tries. You see yourself as someone who conquers, and identity is stronger than feelings. If you believe you are a winner, your actions will align with that belief, and eventually your results will prove it. Right here, winning is built in the dark when nobody cheers. It's built in the extra reps, the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices no one sees. When you say today, I win, here, you are reminding yourself that you don't need the crowd, you don't need the validation, you don't need the recognition. You win because you gave your best. You win because you refused to quit. You win because you honored your mission. Some days your best will bring visible results, some days it won't. But the commitment to win ensures that every day adds up. And when you look back months and years later, right here, you'll see that you built something unstoppable one day at a time. The world will always try to tell you otherwise. It will tell you you're too small, too weak, too late, too unprepared. It will tell you the odds are stacked against you. But winners don't listen to the world, they listen to their mission. Today, I win is the armor against doubt, the shield against negativity, the sword against excuses. You must carry it like a weapon into every day. When fear shows up, today I win. When pain shows up, today I win. When temptation shows up, today I win. You don't need everything to go right, you just need to go forward. Here, winning is forward motion, winning is refusing to stop, winning is taking one more step when you could have stood still. When you live with this mindset, life changes. Obstacles no longer intimidate you, they excite you, right here, because they give you a chance to prove yourself. Setbacks no longer discourage you, they sharpen you, because you know they are part of the process. Right here, every single challenge becomes an opportunity to demonstrate that today you win. You begin to carry yourself differently. You begin to walk with confidence. You begin to speak with conviction. Right here, because you know deep down that nothing can stop a person who refuses to lose. That is what separates the average from the great, the weak from the strong, the forgotten from the remembered. Winners are not born, they are built. Right here, and they are built by daily decisions like this. Today, I win is not arrogance, it's not denial, it's not pretending life is easy. It's a declaration of strength in the face of reality. Right here, it's understanding that storms will come, but deciding that storms will not break you. It's knowing that failure will happen, but deciding that failure will not define you. It's acknowledging that pain is inevitable, but deciding that pain will not control you. Every time you declare, today I win, you are strengthening your mind, building resilience, creating momentum. And momentum is everything. Right here, once you start stacking wins, no matter how small, they build confidence, and confidence builds belief, and belief builds unshakable strength. This is why winners stand out. It's not that they never struggle. Right here, it's that they keep declaring victory until victory becomes reality. They keep telling themselves they will win until the world has no choice but to acknowledge it. That's how dynasties are built, how legacies are created, right here, how ordinary people transform into extraordinary forces. You don't wait for the day to decide your outcome. You decide your outcome before the day even begins. You write the script before the battle starts. You set the tone here, and no matter what happens, you hold the line, you fight your fight, you conquer your demons, and you declare again that today you win.